Aloha! And welcome to Baking and Log. My name is Gunnar Larson, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Allyssa VanBuskirk. She came into Hawaii just for this episode. No, just kidding. Their family's here on vacation along with us, so it was really great getting her on the show today. And yesterday was pretty rough. We were surfing. How'd you like the waves?
They're gnarly, like.
Yes, they were. I'll put a short clip right now.
There she goes. I got it.
And I thought since we are in Hawaii, we should make something, appropriate for this occasion. So we're gonna make some good old-fashioned Hawaiian pineapple upside-down cake. What do you think? Is that a good idea?
Perfect.
All right, so let's get started with the ingredients.
The ingredients that you need are a 6-ounce jar of maraschino cherries, 1/4 cup of butter, 3 eggs, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 20-ounce can of pineapple slices, and a box of cake mix.
So now that we have our ingredients, let's start making this cake. All right, so now we're to start making our cake. The first thing we have to do is make the bottom. So this involves the pineapple and the cherries, butter, and brown sugar. And the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the 1/4 cup of butter over to the stove and I'm gonna melt it there. Okay, so now that we have our butter melted, we're going to just take it and put it in the pan. Just like move it all the way across. All right, and then we're gonna take our brown sugar, 1 cup packed, and we're just gonna spread it evenly across the pan. And then with your hands, you can just start moving around. Just make sure the whole pan's covered. And now Allyssa will be telling us what we are doing next.
Okay, so you're gonna take your can of pineapples and then you're gonna drain the juice into this measuring cup.
Yummy, pineapple juice.
And then from there, you're gonna take the slices and put them in the brown sugar and you're just gonna like make rows of them.
And keep the pineapple juice because we will be needing that later.
So if you wanna put some in too?
Sure. Well, this is already looking pretty good. Pineapple and sugar and butter.
What more could you need?
I know.
I'll smooth that out then.
Yeah.
There's one left. Cool.
We can just move it a bit.
Perfect.
All right. And now what do we need to do?
And then from there, you're gonna take a cherry and put it in the center of each of the rings. Oops.
And then if you have more than enough cherries, you're just gonna set them around the edges too. And you may be wondering why we're doing these in the bottom. These will eventually be in the top because it is a pineapple upside down cake. So we will like do some flipping, finesse or flair, whichever one you like, and this will end up on the top. So, all right. So now all these are done. I don't know if you can see it. That's what we got. And now we're going to start making our cake batter. All right. So now we're going to start making our cake batter. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to crack some eggs, and Alyssa is going to be using the mixer, and we're going to be beating the eggs first. That's the first thing we're going to do. You just want to beat each egg one at a time before you add in the others. Now we're going to add in our butter. 1/3 cup of butter, mind you. So now we're going to add our pineapple juice. What you want to do with this is you want to add enough water into it to where it equals 1 cup. So for this, we're not going to have to add too much. It's almost the 1 cup. And then you just want to mix it up. And I forgot to mention, we are also joined today by Pineapple Hallie. She came all the way to Hawaii just for this, so thank you, Hallie, for showing up. All right, and then once that's mixed up, we're just gonna add in the cake mix. And then ideally you'd probably use like a spatula to scrape the sides, but we have a spoon, so I'm gonna use a spoon to scrape the sides.
Oh, that smells so good.
All right, so now we're going to do, once we have our cake batter mixed, we're just going to pour it into the pan with the pineapple and the cherries and the brown sugar and the butter. You just start pouring it in. You're a pro at this, Alyssa.
Thanks. You're a pro at scraping.
I practiced. I mastered the art of scraping many years ago at a monk temple up in L.O.G.
Up in L.O.G. Yep. Where else?
So a lot more.
Need more up there.
Wish I had a spatula.
Like SpongeBob, he could be flipping Krabby Patties. Also be making pineapple upside down cakes.
Who's SpongeBob?
No, you can't say that. You can't be making a pineapple upside down cake and not know SpongeBob.
I've heard of that. I've heard of him.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea gutter.
SpongeBob SquarePants? Now you're just gonna spread it across. Make sure you get to all four corners of the pan. Make sure it's all covered.
Good. And now we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 45 minutes.
Yep. I'm gonna put my oven mitt on. We're gonna put this in the oven.
Ooh, something fell over.
Alright, so now that our cake is finished baking, we're gonna let this cool. What we're doing is just letting it sit. Because if you remember, on the bottom is sticky stuff, and we don't want to flip and then everything stick to the top of the, or to the bottom of the pan. So we're just gonna let it sit for a little bit. Alright, so now it's time for the part that I'm most scared about, the flipping of the cake. I have my Hawaiian oven mitt and another Hawaiian flour thing. Look, look. And we're gonna flip this thing. Hopefully this works. So just gonna line it up. Grab it. You ready for this? Go. I felt it move. Oh snap. It worked. High five. Alright, well that's it today, guys. We made our pineapple upside down cakes. They look delicious and they smell delicious. I had a blast making these today. How about you?
Yep, every time.
Always great.
Always great.
Always fun baking with Alyssa. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can always let me know by leaving a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all next week. Aloha!
Aloha!
Cake, yummy.